What's up, guys? Before we get into today's podcast, we have a sponsor for today's video. We really want to thank the guys out at Blumon.
Shout out Blumon.
This video. If y'all don't know about Blumon, they're an amazing hair styling and product company based out of Canada that has all kinds of products that we've all been using recently. So people are always asking what we do for our hair, so we're gonna take you guys through it right now.
All right, guys, you know I'm a hat guy, but when the hat comes off, I like to treat my hair with the best products out there. The Discovery Kit is the all-in-one kit for your hair. This kit comes with half ounce of each product so you can try them all to see what works best for your style. The best part about the kit is that it costs less than one of the full-size products themselves, so you can be confident in your future purchase. You get to give them all a try.
Using the pre-styler best prepares your hair for the post-styling product of your choice. For me and my thicker hair, I've found that the Marikai pre-styler stacked with the Cavalier molding clay works best for me.
All right, guys, for me, I like to pre-style with the Ascend Volume Cream, and then I stack it with the Monarch Matte Paste. Yeah, so I don't use too much hair product, so this is just the perfect amount. It's a little subtle drop. Put in my hair, it gives it that nice little texture, volume, and that does the job for me.
If y'all want to try any of Blumon's incredible lineup of products, you can use code LEGACY for 10% off, or you can just click the link in our description. That'll take you right there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and again, huge thank you to Blumon for sponsoring the podcast. And now back to the show.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is episode 26 of Legacy Loading, and we have a very special guest here, Mr. Joshua. Say it.
Joshua.
Say it the other way.
Perez.
Also known as the Fit Designer
on Instagram.
Gucci.
Yeah, and give you a little introduction. Who are you?
My name is Joshua. I was born and raised from the Bay Area in California, and now I live here in Houston, Texas. I am a graphic designer. And
a good one.
I think graphic designer is just an understatement. Can you go through some of the accolades and some of the partnerships and brands you worked with really quick? Because
look down right now, you might be wearing like a shirt that he literally designed.
When we were talking about this, we were saying like you're going to be one of those people that everybody knows your work, but people don't necessarily have the face to it. So yeah, just like run through it. Like what have you been doing for the past couple of years since you've been here?
So when I first moved to Houston, I was working for 3D Energy Drinks. I was just doing social media content, pretty much just doing like product photography. And then from there, I was doing freelance work for like personal trainers or nutrition companies. And then I landed Inaka Power with the help of Leah.
Shout out Leah.
Shout out to Leah. And from there until like now I work full time with Inaka Power, but in between that I started working with some really big like fitness icons. So like Chris Bumstead and his whole group. So like Raw Revive, like all of them. I did stuff for Matt Jansen,
Rob Lipset.
Rob Lipset. We didn't finish that project, which is cool because I was busy, but but we started that. And when he came here, I told him, I was like, let me know when you're ready because I'm busy, but I'm down to finish it when he's ready. And then started working for Alpha Elite and Christian Guzman, and then who else?
LT.
He did
stuff for
Chest
Emily.
Bra reach out to you too?
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah,
funny.
he asked me, but I was too busy too. Like I was like, I really wish I can, but like I can't.
Yeah.
Like I can't handle.
That's the tough thing about doing what you do. It's like you can't have too much on your plate because then it's you
Like
feel like you're giving more effort to one client and not the other clients.
Yeah, like I'm a huge like yes person, and like I never want to like let go of any opportunity, but then I also want to produce quality for like my mains. So
Like there was a point when you were doing all of it, right? Like you were doing Alpha Elite, Inaka, 3D, and Chris Bumstead stuff, like all that at the same time.
That was like
and still
recently.
doing side stuff. Yeah, that's insane.
So there was a time when I was doing that and like I loved it. Like it was just so much experience, so many different like brands and styles to like work with and like to shift my brain to like different type of vibes that these clients want.
Yeah.
But then I learned that it just wasn't sustainable. Like I loved it. I loved doing it at that given moment, but I knew I can't do that for the rest of my life.
Because it's a dream to work with each of those individually. To have them all under you is insane, but at the same time, it's way too much on your plate.
Yeah,
right?
It was, yeah.
From all of that, what fits you the most? What would you say that's you're best at something? What would that be?
I would say Inaka Power.
Yeah.
Which makes sense why I'm with them full time now.
Yeah.
I would say Right.
I was gonna say, when did that happen? When did you go full time?
June 1st.
Oh wow, recently.
So pretty recently, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't know. I told you yesterday.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I think Josh's office.
Yeah.
Like Josh is not here.
I know it's so empty.
Oh, your office is gone in Outland?
Yeah, it's still there. Like
It's still his
slowly,
office.
like I would still
It's
visit.
empty, though.
Slowly there'd be stuff being taken out, but now it's like literally two.
So you don't do anything for Outfleet anymore?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like
Damn.
that's good though. Like again, because you said like you can just kind of lock into this one mindset and like just continue to improve on that instead of switching gears all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what percentage of working with Inaka would you say is your vision versus their vision? Like is it 50-50? Is it 80-20?
What I really appreciate the most, like about Inaka, is like Shali and Sam. Like they just give me 100% creative freedom, and
yeah.
I love that.
Hell yeah.
I mean, like other brands that I worked with, like they always say, "You do you," like you work your magic, which is like the most basic like
Yeah.
answer
No, yeah.
that we get as
Yeah.
creatives.
Like, I trust. I believe in
Yeah.
you. Like, do your
Talk
thing.
to Leah,
Yeah.
too.
Oh, we do the same thing. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes like they still have like their guidelines that you have to follow, which makes sense because every company should have like a brand guideline. But like with Inaka, like they're such a growing company right now, so like they trust everything that I come up with, what the other designers come up
I also
with.
think there's not like a vision to follow or you like an image. Like you created the image. Like
Yeah,
you're not trying to replicate anything. Like what you made is Inaka. Like you created what it looks like.
Yeah, so it's been cool to be a part of that, like that creating phase. Because obviously, like when Inaka first started, they already had like their identity. But then, like once me and Leah stepped in, we got to kind of like help create. Because they're just getting so big, so like they wanted to find a way to like find their own brand and their own identity. And like with me and Leah stepping in, we got to really like work together as a team.
Yeah, because what you guys created now is the identity. So now anything you give them, they're like, oh, yes. Like,
That's what I'm wondering. Like, so out of 10 designs, how many of those designs did you have a part in designing?
Before,
Like right now.
Oh, right
Moving
now?
forward, everything that Inaka is going to release out of 10 designs, how much of that has got your hands on it?
well, now we do more than 10.
No, I'm saying, so if it's 20, like how,
Let's see. It varies because right now we have another designer that we hired that lives in Canada. His name is Darren. He's amazing.
yeah, I saw that.
Is that
I saw that.
DSR's Monday guy?
No, that's Davin.
Oh, yeah.
I know Darren and Davin, so confusing. But he's amazing, and like his vibe is kind of like is a lot like mine too. But there will be some collections where he does most of them, and there will be some that I do most of them. But like for example, this last drop that we had on Saturday, I had no designs on there. It was Davin, the Dice Monday guy. Yeah,
Got it.
But then Darren had like all the shorts were his designs, except for 2 of them. And then they had like 4 of my shirts that I designed for the Miami pop-up and the Chicago pop-up that we don't know when's going to happen, but we ended up releasing it because it had a date on it.
Needed.
But this next collection, I would say there's probably like 20 shirts and 12 shorts.
Wow.
And I designed all the shorts and then maybe 90% of the shirts.
Damn.
It's basically your job.
Can you explain like to the people how that looks like? Because I honestly want to know like how that looks from the scratch when you start like designing something. Like
Where's
how
the first thought come from?
So it's really cool. Like with Inaka, like we all really work with each other. So we have our group chat. So that's with Shali, Sam, Ant, me, Darren. And we literally just, we shoot inspo in there. Like whenever we see something that looks really cool, like they'll shoot it in there. Yeah.
No, I like
and then
that.
we'll try to make our own twist on that. And then sometimes it's also like just at random, I see something, or like, for example, like one time I designed some plant shorts and because I had a plant on my desk, you know, so
black, green,
was,
something like that.
Yeah,
I remember those.
So that was the inspiration. And from that, I designed like 2 more floral shorts. And then we had other designs that were floral. So we chose those to go with that pack.
Interesting.
And then from that, I designed a hat that said, it said power, but then it looked like the pineapple dole logo.
Oh, I love that one. Yeah.
So, you know, it goes with that theme, that plant theme.
Yeah.
And I also recently came back from Hawaii. So I was just like,
Super
inspired.
floral inspired. Big flower guy.
It really depends. Like we all like the same type of fashion. like Shali, Ant, Sam, all of us. So like we just throw them in the group chat, and then from there we try to create collections.
Yeah.
How many new designs you making every month?
Maybe around like 15 to 30.
It's almost a design a day.
And how long does it take from
that's-
idea to the product?
Sometimes it takes like a long time, but there are times I work the best under pressure.
Yeah.
Like I have my design meetings on Wednesday, and Mondays and Wednesdays, and there are times when I would design like a whole collection like 2 hours before the meeting.
Oh wow!
Because that's
And
when
like, I
the
don't-
pressure's on. Yeah. No,
Clip that.
I don't like that. It is stressful and it is kind of scary.
It's like
'cause obviously-
peaking before the
Yeah.
show. 2 hours.
Like I don't want to let them down at the meetings, but then sometimes my best ideas.
I was gonna say, didn't you
Yeah,
say like some of your
yeah.
favorite designs were like last minute
Yeah.
inspiration? Like, boom, and then
Yeah, exactly. Like for example, a few months ago we did the animal pack designs, and then we did the Inaka Run Club stuff. I designed both of those collections within 2 hours, like a few hours before we had that meeting.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't tell them that.
It doesn't.
they
I
probably
feel like it
didn't
doesn't
know.
matter
They didn't know.
as a creative. Like it doesn't really like if you're not feeling it. I'd rather give you nothing than give you shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd rather come to you with like honestly, like I couldn't come up with anything.
Yeah.
Than give you some that I'm not really passionate about.
It's
Yeah.
with everything is like that. With that, because like Chris Bounce said pressure is a pro. It is, bro. In the end of the day,
It is, yeah.
Like
Makes you
I
work harder.
Yeah, I think I watched yesterday. Shout out to Jazzy's podcast. I think I watched a couple of clips with Christian. He was saying like, yeah, but like when I work by myself, for example, something, and like I have enough. I know it's gonna cost like this. I'm peaceful, like, everything is going. But when you have underneath yourself like 10 more people that can lose a job, you can like end up being with the bank account minus like
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Then you don't even realize what can you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's definitely like that last moment things, or when you're like under pressure or something.
Yeah.
That
Fuck
Yeah.
I agree.
Just rewinding really quick, before you came to Houston, which was how long ago? It's not that long.
I moved out here in November 2020, so almost 2 years.
Okay,
Yeah,
so almost
not too long ago.
So prior to that, what kind of work were you doing out west, and like were you doing work
Yeah.
with 3D at the time? And you moved here because of 3D. Is that right? You want to explain that?
Yeah, so I started working for 3D maybe 2017. They were just like 2018. I think so. Yeah,
I forgot it was around that long. Holy shit.
Yeah,
it was, no,
it was like literally right before they switched their name, or right after they switched their name.
Oh, shout out Up Energy.
Oh yeah. It was up.
How did you get that gig?
So Christian like posted on his Instagram story. He was like, we need a designer for 3D energy drinks. Send your resume and some work to the page. So I did, and then like within hours, I got a DM saying, "Let's see what you got. Send us your address." And then I gave them my address, and then literally like in 2 days, like I had 2 cases of 3D.
And they would just like create.
Yeah. And then I messaged back. I was all like, "Hey, I got the cases. You guys have like a brand guide or anything that you guys do, like, so I don't break any rules, like with your guys' marketing and design." And then they said, "Do what you want to do."
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you have like creative freedom. So I was like, okay, cool. So then I wasn't really into photography at all, but I did have a camera. So then I started to just take pictures of the cans, and then started adding designs to it. And then they were like, you made it to the next round. And then like new flavors started coming out. Like the orange one came out, the pink one came out, the purple one came out. And then red, white, and blue came out. So like each time they had a new flavor, they would always ask me to take pictures to like promote the new flavor. And then when the red, white, and blue can came out, I asked them like, hey, like I want to do more. Cause at first I was doing all that for free.
I was gonna say you were doing that for free.
I was doing it all for free.
And
Cause I
they
wanted
just
to show
Were they
some-
posting them?
They were posting them. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And they
But,
kept
like,
sending you free shit. Like, hey, make
I
more
know.
stuff for us, bro.
Like I knew to do some stuff for free because I wanted to show them what I got.
Exactly. That's
But
key.
then I also knew like I also need to make a living out of it. So then once the red, white, and blue can came out, that's when I said, hey, like I want to do more. Like how can I be more involved? And then we talked about a retainer, and then that's when I started getting paid.
Damn. So you were literally just proving yourself to them for those first few shots.
Yeah.
For free, just for like showing what you could do, and then
Yeah.
damn.
And like I was just getting it. I didn't even know much about photography.
I was gonna say you said you just started getting a camera and shit. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy. Like my setup, like I have pictures of it from way back when. Like I would like tape construction paper on my wall, and like I would sit against the wall, hold the can like this, and put self timer, and then like that's how I started.
And then you just like mask yourself out. And
Yep. Yeah.
See, that's
So it was
awesome.
cool.
Like,
yeah.
I love hearing shit like that. Like,
I will say that's a huge tip for everyone, bro. You started like that. I started like that. He started like that. Everyone here on this table started like that because a lot of people now are moving to Houston, and everyone thinks like, oh, when I move, everyone's just gonna like give me
oh, here's my
everything that
rate.
I want.
Yeah, fuck you. Like, how about show me what you can do first? Like,
exactly. Like Joe came here, he was like shooting every day for.
Yeah,
I remember.
I was just
to him.
trying
You
to
would just hang out.
I was just hanging out. I was
Yeah.
meeting people. Like, hey,
Yeah.
can I get some shots of you? Like, and then someone sees it. Like, oh, who shot that? Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Who's that? Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was shooting for Alpha like 2 months without anything.
Yep.
Saying.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
you did it for 3D.
Yeah.
Harry did that. Like everyone. Like
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
it works. You got to
Yeah.
prove yourself, and
Exactly.
especially with you, someone like a creator, how you gonna build a portfolio if right off the bat you're like
Exactly.
you're saying how much you charge? Like, what do
Yeah.
you mean? Let me see your work.
Yeah.
If you got nothing to show, then guess what? I'm not booking you.
It's also
Yeah.
like 3D is great, like for your quote unquote resume as well.
Oh,
'Cause
100%.
even if they were like, "No, we're good," you can say, "Hey, yeah, for a year, for however many months you were doing it, like I was shooting for 3D." Like,
Yeah. No, I got a lot of jobs because of 3D energy
Yeah.
drinks.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like it was such a flex when they would say, "Can I see your work?" And like
Yeah.
I do have like a website portfolio, but it has like all of my college stuff, and I haven't updated it since college. But then so I tell them, I was like, I don't have an updated portfolio, but if you go to @3D Energy Drinks, that's all of my work.
Yeah.
Fire.
So that was
That's
that
a
was
flex.
that was
That's
a
a flex,
flex.
yeah.
today's like today's
You go to
like
@nike.com.
show me your work, and he's like, "Ooh, that's what I waited."
Yep.
That's what I waited for. Chris Bumster.
Yeah. So
That's how it goes. Yeah.
In Small World, bro, that video that I'm in on the 3D page,
yeah,
that's like
that was I didn't even know who you
literally
were, but we
my,
posted you.
my friend Justin from back home. He's a creator too. Like him and his buddy Nick, and they. I was in the gym and they're like, "Hey, like you got some time? Like we're shooting for 3D. My buddy Josh in Texas works for them. He sent us some cans to create." And I'm like, "Yeah, like what the fuck's 3D?" I'm like, I knew Christian and everything, so they gave me one. I tried it, and yeah, I was featured in a 3D commercial with my friend Justin, who was connected with this guy Josh in Texas, who's this guy right here, and it's
Really
just Small
small.
world.
That's
And,
so
and now
crazy.
like that was 2 years ago. And now I'm here drinking 3D with Josh.
right here.
You have
yeah.
you say you have a degree in you went to school?
Yeah, so I went to school in Southern California, in Riverside, California Baptist University. So I went to school for theology to become a youth pastor.
Really?
Yeah.
I can see you easily.
But I also did, I was doing Christian studies and kinesiology.
Oh wow.
And like I was doing okay in both. And like kinesiology, I was like failing. I was like border. I was like,
That's what I
there's-
started. I
yeah.
didn't finish.
I was like, there's no way. But then I loved my like theology courses that I was taking. So I ended up dropping it, went into the theology program at my school, and then I added graphic design as a minor. And then when I took my first class, I'll always remember it. It was called Fundamental Design, and my professor, his name was Dirk Dallas, and he's like an amazing
Fire name.
Dirk.
Yeah.
Double D's.
Dirk Dallas.
And like he's so inspirational. Like just the stuff, the companies he works for. I think he's still a professor out there. But he taught me a lot, and like he really challenged me. And I just loved that class. And from that, I really wanted to add graphic design as a second major.
Yeah.
And then I did, and then I ended up staying an extra year, and then I graduated with both theology and graphic
Fuck yeah,
design.
that's dope. I want to take it back even further. Like when did you realize you were artistic and stuff like that? Like as a
Yeah.
kid, did you draw? Did you do stuff like that?
So in high school, I've always wanted to have my own clothing brand. And like, I remember like maybe it was sophomore year when I was taking chemistry, like I would always draw like designs on like shirts and like hoodies instead of taking notes. And then, I think that's when I was always like, I really want to like create my own like clothing line. And then, in my senior year, like I had like this like project in the academy that I was in, and like we had to like create a business, and then my role that they gave me was marketing director. And with marketing director, I had to create designs. And then, so I had to basically make ads for the business that we created. And then I was just having so much fun with it. But then the feedback that I was getting like from like classmates.
Yeah, like, dude, you're
they were
fucking
like,
good at
they're
this,
like,
bro.
Dude,
Yeah.
they were like, this is good. And then that's when I was kind of like, maybe I am like a creative person. So then from there, that's when I was kind of like interested in design, marketing.
Did you get into fashion at that time too?
I
get
was
fashion
always
later?
into fashion. Like I was always a shoe head
Shoehead.
I was always a shoe head in high school. Even like with my clothes, I always liked like streetwear brands. Yeah, I was always into it.
Yeah.
Like 2011, 2012, like Kid Cudi,
Yeah.
Wiz Khalifa, like that skinny jeans. That was my era.
Oh
I
my
thought I was like a fashion icon.
If you
at
want
that
some
time.
fit inspo, go follow him on IG.
that was a crazy era.
So on top of all of this stuff, all this design work with all these companies, fashion, whatever, you also do bodybuilding.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Literally, that was my words now. Yeah.
And
transition.
you're very good at it.
Oh, thank you.
How do you
That means a
you
lot.
have time for that?
Yeah, a lot of people actually don't know that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, everyone who's done a competition knows that it takes a lot of discipline and sacrifice. And like, once you start like a prep for bodybuilding, like for me, it just, every aspect of my life makes sense. Like, since I'm on this like strict schedule of like training, eating my meals, cardio, sleep, it forces me to balance my work life. And obviously like bodybuilding is just a hobby. I don't do it for like a career purpose. So it's like, if I really want to do it, I have to make it work if it's something that I enjoy in my lifestyle. So, yeah. And I just loved it. Like after my first one, it helped me with my self-confidence too.
Okay.
So like, I think I just always wanted to keep bodybuilding in my life. So it's like, if I really love it, then I should make it fit. I should make it work with my lifestyle.
I'm struggling with that right now. Like I'm so work, and I'm kind of putting like gym off to the side. It's like my fifth priority, but
I do
trying to learn how to get it.
Everyone actually said
back
the
to the
same,
top.
that when you're on some kind of...
That's what Christian said too.
Yeah, but it doesn't even have to be a prep. Like even if you, Joe, for example, right now, put some goals. I don't know, just put the macros for yourself.
Yeah,
or
just
something.
like-
It'll be
Yeah.
like, it is better because that routine kind of like connects everything else.
Yeah.
Like all it does is start connecting. Like, okay, this every single day you have like kind of scheduled day.
It
It's
forces you to
easier.
organize.
Yeah,
It forces
exactly.
you to organize. It
does.
forces you to
It really
cut out
does.
bullshit.
Exactly,
Because you don't have
exactly.
time for it.
Yeah.
You don't have the physical time
Yep.
and you don't have the mental capacity. Like
Yeah.
if shit's not worth it, then you're just like, I don't have time for that. So that's what Christian was saying too. Same exact thing. Like he got his confidence back. He got his organization. It's like you think you're adding all these things, but in a way it's almost, like you said, just forcing you into this more constructive work day.
Yeah, it really does. And plus, because like, we all know like, we've all competed before. So like, it's a selfish sport. Like you're by yourself a lot, and you have to say no to a lot of things, and you have to put yourself first a lot. So like, when you're forced in those positions, it's kind of like, okay, like I have nothing else but to like work on myself and my life.
You're actually
and my
simplifying your
priorities.
like
Right.
priorities. You're making it. It seems like you're doing more, but you're actually doing less, but they're bigger priorities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your first show? When did you actually want to dip your toe into that, and what made you want to start?
I've always wanted to do it in college, but there's no way that I could prep during college. Like my school, we had like meal plan, like we had like a
Cafeteria.
we had the food,
Spaghetti and
I loved-
meatballs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, no 99 ground turkey.
for real. And like I love Taco Bell, so I could go to Taco Bell every other day. We had Chick-fil-A on
Priorities.
campus, like it was.
Yeah, that's tough.
I just couldn't, and I was a very social person at school, and like I was super involved. So there's no way I could like lock myself.
Now that
in-
I think about
in
that
meal
too.
prep. Yeah.
What made you even want to in college? What was your inspiration in bodybuilding?
I remember I was on Instagram, and then
Stephen
like,
Cow. I
yeah,
remember you saying
no, yeah,
that, yeah.
Stephen Cow.
Shout out Stephen Cow.
Yeah,
Steven.
Jason Poston, Steve
Jason.
Cook. Who else was one of the Sadiq?
Christian.
Yeah.
I actually didn't really know who Christian was back then.
I mean,
Yeah,
those
really?
those are like.
But Christian,
that was back.
those are like the pioneers.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, those are Christians like
Yeah.
idols.
Yeah,
Wait, so
yeah.
how did Christian get it, like come into your life? How did you discover Christian?
I've always heard his name, but I didn't really. Honestly, I didn't want to follow the bandwagon of like people like, oh, Christian
Yeah.
Guzman. But then after I graduated college, I started working for Lululemon. And
Wow.
yeah, and then Lululemon, they're a great company. Like they really, at the time when I was with them, they really invested in their people and like really wanted to build them into entrepreneur leaders like in their communities. So I was really interested in like entrepreneurship, people who started businesses. And then that's when I started my first bodybuilding competition prep. And then obviously cardio, like you watch YouTube. And then I came across Christian's video when he bought his dad a car.
The classic.
Yeah.
Fuck, I think I watched that 40 times.
And
I'm not
this
gonna-
is still his biggest on YouTube.
Yeah.
to
It's
this
such a
day,
great video.
What
So-
year was this?
This was 2017.
17.
Something like that.
So right before you
2017.
started working with 3D. Okay.
Yeah. And like, I was just so inspired by that because I was like, I want to buy my dad a car, or like I want to do something for my parents because they've just done so much for me. And I started watching more of his videos, and I was like, oh, he's like a business owner.
you get hooked.
Like he has all these. So, and at that time, I was obviously into like entrepreneurship. So then that's when I started becoming a huge fan of Christian because he's super young. He didn't finish college, and he just did his own thing. He took risks, and like that's what really, really inspired me. And like I was just hooked. Like I just kept watching his videos, and then I was like, okay, this is why people like him.
Because he does like such extreme shit.
Yeah.
But
Plus
like he's also
personality
he's also so relatable. Like holy
Exactly.
shit, like he's kind of doing the same shit I'm doing.
Yeah. And then I would go to like Olympia and like the Fit Expos and wait in line to like meet him and take.
That's so crazy.
I know. I have pictures with him. Like when I waited in line for like 2 hours. I know. When they had the Alphaland like grand opening like party, like at night, or like the New Year's party, something like that.
I think it was
took
the
a
grand
picture with
opening,
Christian, and then I told him, I was all like, dude, the last time I took a picture, I waited in line for 2 hours at Olympia.
And he's probably like, oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he was like, you gotta show me.
Oh really?
Yeah, I didn't show him.
That was it right there. I'll be right back.
Wait, so you were just following him like, from YouTube and all that, and then that's when he posted like the 3D thing, and that's when you
The
jumped
3D
in
thing happened maybe like a year or two
after discovering him.
Yeah,
That's so fucking cool.
yeah, because it was like I watched him on YouTube, looked up to him, followed him on Instagram, and I was like, this is so cool. I want to meet him, or like I want to work for him, or that's like one of your idols, And then like when I started working for him for 3D, I was like, what the heck? Like I remember I texted all my best friends. I was like screenshots. I was like, I still have the screenshots too. Like, look who just followed me on Instagram.
Yeah, no, I think we all have those screenshots.
Yeah.
I think we all have that exact screenshot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so
let's
sick.
So for all the people, the aspiring designers that are listening, and like I guess aside from, because your way in was, I guess, not conventional, but you applied because there was an opening.
Yeah.
They sent you some stuff. You showed them your work. So do you have any insight for people who maybe are just getting started? Like how did you practice?
Yeah.
Like you said you had a natural gift sort of, but like about people that want to get where you're at.
Yeah. So one piece of advice that I got so when I was working for Lululemon, I was working so hard to work for design for Lululemon. And I actually had like an interview with the men's creative director from Canada. Wow. And he said I was good. And he was like, damn. What was it? Like I would have gotten the job, but then that would have been me, what's that called? Being like an international hire. Yeah. So that would have to work visa, relocation. And he basically explained to me like they would probably want to hire someone that lives in Canada already. But if you're at like the senior or like the director level, then we could have that conversation. So then I asked him, I was like, what advice can you give me to like build my portfolio? And he said, literally just find any company. If there's a coffee shop down the street that has like ugly branding, like just do them a favor and do it. And like, you don't need to charge them, or maybe you could charge them like a small rate and just get your work out there. Yeah. Like you just have to put your work out there. So to answer your question, I would say like, find any company or brand that you feel like needs a rebrand or just needs some help on the creative design side, and just do it for them. Because one, it's going to end up being a portfolio piece. Yeah. And two, it's like a company that's already out there. So it's like, it's going to be used. That's going to be seen by a lot of people.
And you're practicing. So a couple examples of that exact thing is, so this one dude sent me a DM. Basically, I mean, we love our design, and like, but he sent a rebrand of the legacy loading, the battery, like what the Reels shorts would look like. And again, it got our attention, right? We're looking at it, we're like, oh, okay, interesting. We'll send it to each other. We'll be like, what do you think about this? Like, and even if we don't use it, like at least again, that design's out there. Now we have this guy's number.
Exactly.
And like, again, and Elliot did these, you did the YouTube banners, right? So he was just making YouTube banners for everybody, like not even asking, just like going in. How long did each of those take you?
Like Joe's probably took like 4 hours.
like 4 hours or something to make a YouTube banner for someone that didn't even ask for it.
Yeah.
And now he's probably got, I don't know, 5 or 6 people's YouTube banners up right now and never asked for anything, but now it's there. And I've had multiple people reach out to me and be like, yo, where'd that banner come from or whatever.
That's it.
Yeah.
I need a banner.
Dude, graphic design, I don't know if anyone watching this is either into it or wanting to get into it. Like fitness community specifically, like there's a like a niche for that. Like
100%.
Like Elliot, he makes banners now. He does like people's just like anything like YouTube reels and all that, like all that type of stuff. You could learn that is such good like passive income, making thumbnails, making banners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You find like 3 guys and you just become their guy. You make all their thumbnails. That's some easy money. Like if you know what you're doing.
100%. Yeah.
I wish I don't know that shit that well, but
Go learn it, bro.
I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna learn it and take it
Put you out of business, bro.
No, but yeah. But I was gonna say, so you don't think that a designer should like try to shoot for a Inaka or like an established business? You think they should go the route like try to prove yourself to a business that's coming up and fresh and new?
No, I think they should. I think you should.
Because I feel like that's like a touchy area where people are like, I want to shoot for Young LA, but then they think like it's already so established and so like everything, like they're already good. They're set. They have everything they need.
I guess my thing is just confidence. If you really feel like you got what it takes to like approach these big name companies, then I'm all for it. Like I'm a huge risk taker. I'm big on that. And the thing is, if they don't like it, they don't like it.
Yeah, at least you tried.
Yeah, at least you tried. And then like, who knows, like what if you reach out to them again and they're like, oh, like you grew a lot. Like let's talk, you know? But yeah, like I would say hit up anyone, like whether if it's a small private owned business or if it's someone big, either way, like you're still adding a portfolio piece to your portfolio.
Again, like your work has to speak for itself, right? Like there is no limit to who you should reach out to if your product is good, right? So like you said, confidence is everything. If you think you're better than what they've got, then fuck it, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Marketing is everything nowadays. It's literally how you promote yourself on social media is everything.
I talk. Go ahead, finish that.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I talked about that in one of my YouTube videos where like in this day and age, if someone didn't know that it was just you making that, someone could think that's a whole agency, a whole marketing team.
Yeah.
Everyone is their own brand. Everyone is their own company. Your Instagram is your portfolio. It's your freaking LinkedIn. It's your resume. It's your business. Like that's how you got to think of it. That's how you got to treat it.
Yeah.
And every single person has that, whether you know it or not. Your Instagram is a representation of your. I mean, I hate to say this, but it's your value, right? Like,
yeah, it is.
If I go to your Instagram, like instantly in 3 seconds, I should know.
Yeah.
Like what you're about. Where are you? What do you do?
Yep.
And like I could get all the information out of it in 2 seconds.
That's actually exactly why I changed my name to Thefitdesigner.
Yeah, because just by the name.
Yeah, that's
by the
where it
name
came
alone,
from.
I can tell. Okay, this guy is in fitness. He designs.
Yep.
Yeah.
I literally wanted to.
You're a brand. You know.
Yeah, because I think before my Instagram was like Joshua Perez Fitness. It was like when I started my first bodybuilding competition. I literally just wanted a page to like help people who wanted to start their first bodybuilding competition.
Document your prep and stuff.
Yeah. And then when I was working at Lululemon, I was like, I kind of want to get into like my graphic design side, but also bodybuilding and fitness. So like, how can I combine the two? So I was all like, Thefitdesigner. And then I had like all these different options of like Instagram names. And then one of the ones that stuck out to me was, I don't even know his like full name, but you know, the online coach.
That's his @.
Yeah.
The online coach.
The online coach. He's
that's fucking sick.
What does he
What did he
coach?
own? He owned Ape Clothing. Or he was a judge for summer shredding, like the first summer shredding. But I knew him by the online coach. Like he probably was one of the first people who started online coaching. And like,
It's got the @.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I was all like, okay, like I want people to know me by Thefitdesigner. So not like my name or whatever. So I was all like, okay, Thefitdesigner gives me like
That's
the
fire.
online coach vibes.
That dude.
Yep, that's him.
You could definitely sell that handle somewhere down the line whenever you like want to retire.
I know.
Probably get some good.
I'm so scared.
Probably get some good money for that.
Yeah, I'm so scared that someone's gonna like hack my page and like I won't
that?
ever get
For
that
that?
ever again. Yeah.
Fuck.
I know, knock on wood.
That's a really good transition because you mentioned retirement. Like, do you feel like what you're doing right now is work, or is it what you really love?
Oh, I love absolutely everything that I'm doing. Like, especially with my new role with Inaka Power, like I'm doing things that I've prayed for and like that I I would dream of doing when I was in chemistry junior year in high school. You know, like I get to create lines and help be a part of a growing business and starting up new businesses with them, and while at the same time like having fun. And like it's so inspirational when I see people wearing my stuff.
I was gonna say, how does that feel
so cool.
when you were in the
It's
gym and you just
crazy.
see someone, like a couple walk by and they're both just wearing your fucking
It's
design?
mine.
Yeah.
Booker.
I think the moment that like hit me the most was when we had that Cbum event at Alpha Land, and like literally, like I remember when we walked to where he was having his meet and greet. It was like by that basketball court, and the line was like wrapped around. But like I would say like 95% of everyone was wearing my designs, whether if it was Inaka Power, Cbum, Raw, or Alpha Land.
Wait, those white shirts,
so
you
sick.
did that design also.
Which
Inaka
ones?
X Raw, where all the people are wearing the white ones, just the
Not the white ones, but the black one. I did.
black ones. Okay,
Yeah.
the black
Oh,
one.
wow.
Yeah.
Same.
But that was
so
just,
cool.
it was just crazy because like I like when I looked around at the line, like someone was either wearing a design I did for Inaka
Yeah.
or Cbum or Raw Revive, Alpha Elite. Like it was just like, wow, like this is literally my whole resume.
Do you care for the recognition?
Not really. I think if people know, they know. So like
Well, hopefully, I want this pod will. Hopefully, people will give you.
I
that
get
recognition now.
that question a lot though. Like people are like, how come people don't tag you, or how come you don't get like the credit, like you deserve it? But like, I guess for me, like the people who I want to know as me are the ones who
That's what I
who
wanna
reach
say,
out
yeah.
to me and
So
like
you don't
ask me-
expect like someone to tag
Those
every
who
time they
need
wear
to
the
know,
shirt
they
to
know.
tag you.
yeah, those who need to know they
Yeah.
know, or like they know who to talk to to find out.
How did that the relationship with Cbum come about and all the Raw Revive guys?
That was another DM. Like
Really?
yeah, he posted it. It was so funny because like I was starting to get
Chris bumps
really-
a slide into your DM.
No, I slid.
Hey,
It was literally the night before I posted on my Instagram story. I was like, no longer taking any more clients. I'm busy, this and that. But then
oh, that was some meant to be shit.
Cbum posted on his story the next day, and then like I probably got like 7 people send me his story because he said like I'm looking for a graphic designer. And then I literally just DM'd him. Oh, this was like the flex of the century. So like, I messaged him. I was like, hey, like if you're still looking for a designer, I do work for at 3D Energy Drinks, at Inaka Power, at Alpha Elite, at like all those.
At LT Visual Media.
I think I put
That was a fucking sick stack right there.
yeah, and I think I put Rob Loopset because I was working on his at the time, and then yeah, I think that's what made him open my DM.
Well, Courtney works
Yeah.
with Alpha Elite, so that was kind of like the Also, you probably saw that and was like,
Yeah.
In that time, they weren't connected. The Inaka and Raw still not, right?
Not yet.
Yeah.
And then so that's how that happened. I literally got a DM like the next day, another screenshot.
So you
like,
ca-
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what?
What did
like,
he say?
Cbum check mark.
I feel like you kind of like brought that together then, right? Somehow,
No.
not like
It
not
was
fully,
it was
but
just
like
crazy how it happened.
the
'Cause,
same
like,
designer working for both companies, and
Yeah,
you guys made
because like
made collab
they
clothes.
obviously made that connection
Yeah.
themselves, but then it was just a coincidence that
Yeah.
I was there designing for all.
So
of
it made
them.
it easier.
Yeah, it was crazy because when like they all went to Aspen, when you guys went to Aspen, they took a picture. You took a picture of it was
I literally forgot about that.
it was like
That's insane.
Yeah, it was who was it? It was
What
like
a fucking crazy-
Shawly, it was Dom, it was Matt, it was Cbum, and then from Ghost, it was Dan that was there,
Yeah.
right? And then when I saw that picture, I was like, literally, those are my clients,
That's crazy.
except for our Ghost.
It's like Mount Rushmore.
But it was just cool. It was like, whoa, like that's so crazy. Like I'm designing for all of them. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that I'd be
Damn.
All right, so-
doing that or could say that.
So you're already at this. How old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
31.
Damn. So
I
you're
just turned 31.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So you're at
Really
this.
look
You're
way
at this
younger,
point. You're at this point where you're already like you self-admittedly you're working the dream.
Yeah.
You've already worked for all these brands and stuff. You're obviously still in the beginning of your professional career in this. Like where do you want to end up? Would you still like to work for a company like Lulu, or would you like to work for a bigger brand? Would you like to just do your own thing? Like you said, you want to make your own clothes at some point.
Yeah. I see myself with Inaka for a very long time.
That's good.
Yeah. Like they just treat me good. I'm in my like dream position with them. But I'm actually working on launching my own design agency. So I have so I have I have a few designers that are on my team, and because I also don't want to lose my clients that I built up. Like if Cbum hits me up for a design, it's going to go through my agency. If Christian hits me up for Alphalete, it's going to go through my agency. Because I want to make sure, like what we said earlier, like I want to be able to focus all my creativity to one company and give them what they deserve. Yeah. So while I'm doing that, I'm running my agency that's going to design for the rest of my clients.
So you're going to have people working under you for that agency?
Yeah.
All right. So if you're listening to this,
seriously.
Send him a DM, send him some of your work.
That's a sick opportunity right
and
there.
And say, hey, I'm willing to do some free shit for you to show you what I got and maybe get on board. When do you plan on that being in full swing?
So I low key kind of started it already. So the first client that I had with my agency was, why am I blanking on his name? Nick Walker.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So so
future Mr. O.
That's that fucking guy's name. That big guy.
So one of my designers, he did all the designs, and pretty much everything goes through me, and I give creative direction, and like I won't submit something to a client if I wouldn't design it myself.
Yeah.
So it still has my
approval.
like my approval in it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're good.
How do you see, like, that's the thing, like I spoke a few times with like Sush and stuff, like having people under me, like I send like, all right, go shoot these two athletes for you in LA, but then like it kind of takes away from having me. The whole point is like me shooting it.
Yeah.
So even though they're under me, it's not my work.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it special, is like hiring LT to shoot your photos. So
And
I have a hard time like giving up.
Yeah,
like
me too.
Shooting, you know.
Me too, because I know that my name is on the line too.
That too, yeah.
So I want to make sure that it's something that I 100% completely stand behind. So when clients reach out to me, I make sure I'm like transparent with them. I say, I'm not going to be designing your project, but it's going to go through my agency, but it will still get my stamp of approval. Like I will not send you anything that I wouldn't design myself.
Yeah.
So they know that it's not designed by me, but they know that it's still like a fit designer brand.
Yeah.
and they get obviously a more affordable rate, right? Like, do you give them the option? Because okay, so if like an online coach, for example, you either work with their team for a certain rate or you work with them directly, and it's like 4 times as expensive type deal.
I actually haven't even gotten that far, like to think about it, because right now, like we've been charging my normal rates.
Hell yeah,
yeah,
brother. There you go.
Yeah, I've even had companies reach out to me, and like people reach out to me, and I give them my rates, and then like I talk to my designer about it that I'd want to assign the project to, and then the client would say no, and then they're like, "What? Like let's lower." I'm like, "Nah, like stand behind your rate. Like you got like to me, it's like the next client is gonna say yes."
Yeah.
So
it's so
that's
doing work like us, like that we do. It's so hard, like to be firm with a price, because you got like your friends you do work for, then you got like people who know and it's just like
What's been the evolution of your rates that you've charged from working for free to now charging a premium? What's been like the growth, and when were you like, all right, now I'm going to bump my prices? Is it when your workload was too full? Is it when you're like, no, this is what I'm worth?
I started to bump my prices when freelance design started becoming my full-time thing. Like when I was working at Lululemon, and also after Lululemon, I started working for a marketing office at a university. So I was making like good enough income that will make me like survive and like pay rent and like all that stuff and live my life. But so graphic design was just like an extra cash thing. So I didn't really care to like charge a lot. But then once I started falling like more in love with it, and like I was getting these DMs from clients that I want to work with, but like my full-time job was taking away from that. That's when I had to like shift, like from working full-time, jump down to part-time, and then charge like increase my rates for design.
Yeah. And the thing with freelance is most of the time it's not consistent. You know, you could have a week with 4 clients hit you up, the next week 0. You know, and then like my bills are still the same. So that's why it's tough, like relying on freelance. That's why like if you were to Inaka Power and me, like now I'm just Young LA, like that's my focus. And I like it so much better than having to like scramble and try to get clients and and then the different, like 1 week I'm making X amount, next week I'm making X amount, and I hate that inconsistency.
But you were still working for Lulu while you were still designing with Inaka and Alpha.
I was, So when I first moved out here, I only had 3D Energy Drinks as like my main client, And like I needed to make money, obviously, to pay rent and like survive, eat food, like all that kind of stuff.
The things, you know,
the essentials. So I had quit Lululemon right before I left to move here. But then I was like, you know what, like I think I need to make more money and also have like, cause I was bored. I was staying at home. I wasn't really doing anything. So I applied for a Lululemon out here and then I got hired and then it was just like a seasonal job. So I worked for up until like, it was a summer seasonal. So I was working till October of last year. So it's been like a year since I quit.
Damn. We were in Lululemon a year ago. That's crazy.
I know, isn't that?
But the thing is,
crazy.
like you said, it was because you were just like, you were kind of bored. You were like,
I
liked working with them. I wanted to make extra money. Like,
and I was new. I wanted to meet people, and like Lululemon, like there's just always cool people that work there.
Yeah.
So I met some cool friends from there, and then when I started working for Inaka, like they love team building. They love like hanging out with each other and doing a lot of stuff. Yeah. So I started missing out. Like they would always plan stuff, but I was like, man, like I have work.
Yeah.
So then it was to the point where I was like, you know what, like I gotta like officially
all in.
Lululemon. Yeah. And like I've been with Lululemon for like 5 years and I left the company 3 times and came back 3 times. Yeah. It's just I speak so highly of it. Like it was a great company. It's built me to be this entrepreneurial leader and like to bet on myself and set these huge goals. If it wasn't for the company, I wouldn't be where I'm at. If it wasn't for the company, I wouldn't be bodybuilding either.
That's dope.
Like they told me to write down a fitness goal. I said, I want to compete.
Shout out Lululemon.
Yeah. They even, like, fun fact, they even sponsored my Hawaii competition.
What?
Yeah. They paid for everything. Yeah.
That's all.
How much was that? Did they pay for it?
I think it was probably like around $1,500 to $2,000.
That is sick.
Yeah. It was crazy. Like I was a manager at my store and we had like a manager like meeting. And like I had requested the days to like to do my competition in Hawaii, and they tried to play me. Like they were like, oh, like you can't request those days off, whatever. Like, and then they turned it around and they said we're actually going to send you to Hawaii.
That's all.
And I was like, what?
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, I was like, what is this company? So that's why like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, like Lululemon will always be like a special company.
I'll never talk smack about Lulu again.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's fine.
Dude, that's sick. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm listening, bro, right now. Just rewind like a year back when we were like, I remember 3 of us, me and Harry, sitting in Starbucks. Like,
oh yeah, I remember that.
Crazy.
Yep.
Like, where we were then, and then like I'm listening to you right now. I'm like, wow.
I remember when I first met you. You were driving from Galveston all the time. Yeah,
sleeping on the couch.
Yeah. Sleeping in the living rooms, bro. The different beds. Yeah, crazy. Life is crazy.
Drive from Galveston, hit chest, and then drive all the way back.
Literally, just a train
waiting tables.
There's video footage of him with remember the mustard bowl that you brought to the gym?
Yeah.
That's literally just 80% mustard.
Yeah. Oh
bro,
my
that's
God.
like 3 hour drive just like to the gym and then back. But whenever I will have a free day or something, I will come. Yeah.
Insane.
And you
Worth
it. Yeah, it was worth it.
I guess.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you have designer or fashion icons that you that inspire you? Like what's your top 3 people that you look to and you're like Virgil or something like that? Like who do you look to?
I love Jerry Lorenzo. He's the owner of Essentials Fear of God. I wear all his stuff, even though it's so basic and minimal, but like it's everything. Like from creation to marketing to even what he stands behind and just everything. And then Ruji, he owns Rude. I look at him a lot for inspiration, and he's also a Filipino designer. Cool. And he's someone from the Philippines that moved to LA to make his dream happen, and he did it. So I love that he put Filipinos on the map.
That's dope.
And then another one, I'll say Ronnie. He's the owner of Kith. I just love Kith. Like those are like my 3 mains.
Very cool.
Kith is fire.
I love everything Kith. Like just the collaborations they do, their Instagram, how it looks, the attention to detail in their storefronts. Like it is very cool. It's amazing.
I went to Kith for the first time not that long ago with Kayla in Miami, and I was like, "Whoa, it's
an experience." It's an experience.
It is. Yeah. I want to go to the one in Paris.
Do you feel? There's a Kith.
It looks like a mansion.
Yeah. I feel like you're gonna meet all those people.
Yeah, that's.
If there's also,
I hope so.
I feel like you're gonna meet them.
Like honestly, like if to answer your question, just a while ago, like if I get offered like to work with Jerry or like any of those three, like I would take it. And I think that was cool. Like when I got offered the position with Inaka, like Shali and Sam were like, we're here to like help you grow. And like if Nike or if anyone hits you up, like please do take it.
No hard feelings. Yeah.
So I was like, that's amazing to know that you're really for me and you're for my goals. And like, if Inaka is not end all be all, like they're here to support me. Like if I move on to,
Kith.
like another,
Yeah.
But my goal is to bring Inaka to Kith.
Right,
level.
yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. When someone like
That's fire.
when you feel appreciated, you do way more
Yeah.
than like
Exactly.
You know,
Like they take care of me a lot.
I was gonna, bro, you belong in like the same room as those guys. Like, I think so.
Thank you.
100%.
That
Like
means a lot.
you're talented as fuck, and these guys you look up to, like you don't understand how many people look up to you.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unsaid though. But
You know what's crazy? Like yesterday, actually, I was working out and some guy came up to me and he said, "Hey Josh, like I wanted to let you know that I changed my major to graphic design because of our conversation." And I was all like,
One conversation,
yeah.
his whole life just
whole
changed.
life changed.
Exactly. So I was like, "What?" And he was like, "I'll DM you like if you have questions." I was like, "Yeah, for sure. Like DM me."
Fuck,
Yeah.
man.
That's so
Yeah.
sick. Like
Yeah, it's so cool. Like I never thought that.
one conversation.
Yeah.
Think about that. And he might have just like altered his whole life. Like everything just
Yeah.
changed.
Here's what's blowing my mind is, again, you just picked up a camera for the first time in 2018 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
You've only been designing the way you've been designing with Inaka, with all that, for a countable number of years.
Just only like a little bit over a year.
A little bit over a year.
I started in June.
1.2 years.
Yeah.
And bro, you're think about 10 years from now. There's no way. There's no part of the industry you're not gonna be able to be. in.
That's why I
you're
just
gonna be a
said that,
phone
like,
call away from all these people.
Remember a year ago, I'm like,
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm listening to
How
Kid
much
right
has
now.
changed in a
Yeah,
year?
exactly.
Your rap sheet already is like fucking. You got all the final bosses. Like literally.
That's
fucking
what's so
Cbum, Christian.
Bro, honestly, that's the thing that never ever ceases to blow my mind about this place and these people is all these. Outflame just opened in January.
Yeah.
Like all
Everything
the people that are
moves
doing things.
so
I can't wrap my head around
Your
that.
career just started, bro.
January,
we always say
Outflame
a year ago today, Joe was
Yeah, we
doing
always joke
construction.
like a year ago I was doing construction.
Dorian was
ago, a
literally
year
sleeping
ago.
on the couch. Like all these people, all these things have happened. It's almost like a freaking explosion of fucking like fitness and design.
Yeah.
Like it's like a fucking renaissance, and it's
Yeah.
just started.
It is, yeah.
Think about all these people in 5
But
years.
1 year, that's fucking like you worked at Cbum already. You worked with Christian Guzman. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is next? Like,
And I will say too, like a year ago, I was not in the place where I'm at today. Like I
just like
mentally,
Yeah.
Do you want to
Me
talk
too.
about? Do you want to talk about your
Yeah.
like the relationships you left and anything like that?
Sure. With me, like clients or like
Anything, your personal life, your clients, like everything you left from the West
how did
Coast.
the mental change in a year?
Yeah,
So
the hurdles.
So actually, maybe I could hopefully talk about this without getting emotional. So like actually, like a year ago, actually this week, I was obviously like designing, doing my thing. I was living out here, but like I went through a breakup, and
It was those days when we were sitting in Starbucks.
Yeah.
That's why I remember that. Yeah.
it was
Word.
Yeah. So like she meant everything to me. You know, like I wanted to marry her, and like it just, when that happened, like it broke my heart, and it put me into like a deep depression, and I just was not motivated at all. Like just with my work, I wasn't inspired by anything. I would sit in my apartment, like no lights, just like laying on my couch, and I was just, and like you guys know me, like I'm not a depressive person. Like I'm always happy. Like I hope to give like good vibes to anyone that I meet. And like it wrecked me. And like, but then I knew, like at that time, like I was already in Chris Bonesid's DMs. So like I knew I had so much ahead of me, and I had so much before me. And like I was also working for Inaka too already. So I was all like, whatever I'm going through, like this does not deserve energy, and this does not this cannot have dominion over like my 24 hours of my day.
Yeah.
So like I literally woke up one day and was like, I need to flip the switch. Like I need to channel this energy into my work. And then that's when I started working my ass off. Like I started working late nights. I started saying yes to like all my clients. I started being selfish with myself. Like I really invested in myself. I started to be more involved with my faith and church and like just everything. And then I just started to feel a bit more happier.
Yeah.
And then obviously like I would send work to my clients and they'd love the work. So it just re-inspired me again. So like, it was hard. Like it was, I cried for like 3-4 months and like, I didn't know what to do. And then once I started like landing just these big name clients and like these projects, I was like, yeah, I'm a badass. I was like, you know what? Like, yes, I'm still healing. Like I'm still healing to this day. Like that's why I get emotional, like talking about it. But you know, like I just know I have so much life to live. And like, I did not think a year from this day last year, I'd be creative director of design for Inaka Power. Yeah. You know, like that's
to me, you needed to
crazy.
go through that to get to this point.
Yeah.
And it sucks to say. I went through something similar, but
Maybe actually that's one of the reasons
Exactly,
where you're
yeah.
right now, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, I definitely like now that I look back at it, like I hope she's well, but like I'm thankful. Like it really did wake me up, and
it's a blessing in disguise.
Like when I was with her, like I was still, you know, I was still doing my thing. I was still working. I was still making a name for myself, but it hit me hard. So like that's why I was able to turn it around and just like really invest in myself and like make a name for myself. So that's what I did. I just focused on myself. I didn't want to date anybody. I just wanted to just focus on me. And like now, like I created this life that I love, that I've never imagined but hoped would happen. And I'm just thankful to God for blessing me and just opening these opportunities.
That's what I wanted to say. See, and me and you are like, I don't talk about it so much, but also I'm like really faithful person. So in the end of the day, when I'm with everything, like whatever happens, negative or positive, in the end of the day, I'm always like God's plan. Literally, that's why I don't like bother. In the end of the day, everything that I've been through, like alone or something, it's always like, okay, maybe that's supposed to be like that. You know, it's God's plan. That's how I go through things or whatever, negative, positive. So in my opinion, since you are also, I think that was like maybe like if you got married and like got comfortable, you wouldn't be where you are right now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You'll probably like put your energy like in your marriage and other things, and then you wouldn't probably be where you are, or maybe you wouldn't be successful as you are right now.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, you never know. But
it makes me.
That's my
It
opinion.
does force me to think that way too, because
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, what if we did get married? Like maybe I wouldn't have, you know, like you said, comfortable. And
then always family is in the first place. Then,
Exactly.
Like, you know, so
Yeah.
there wouldn't be that sleepless nights probably like, or would be, but not as much. And you know,
The positive thing was that, like, again, you said when all this was going down, you had a half a foot in the door. You were talking with Chris, you were talking with Shali. For people out there who may not have their foot in the door yet, like you might be going through something like this, but like you made the conscious decision to then take action for yourself.
Yeah.
And so even if you guys, like, if you're listening to this and you're in a similar place, like even if you don't have that foot in the door, like if he had given up, you would never know that you had this inside of you.
Yeah.
And so like you need to make that decision, like you said, to be selfish and to say say fuck everything. Like I got to go after that because you are capable of what you're doing right now. But the only reason you're here is because you made that decision back then and you didn't give up.
Yeah. And it's hard, bro. Like I would say right now I'm in like the happiest time of my life. Like I love my life, my friends, my job. But before I came out here was, to me, the darkest time of my life. Before I came to Texas, that was the worst time of my life.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would be here if I didn't go through that dark time. You know what I'm saying? So to me, blessing the skies, and everything happens for a reason.
yeah, absolutely.
I
Without doubt.
I definitely see the silver lining in me having to experience that in my life. And in the end, like I'm thankful because it really did build me to be a stronger man. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, bro.
Yeah, that was
emotional.
I do want to go back to you and how much you appreciate Lululemon, right?
Yeah.
Like, would you, like, that's a 9-to-5 job, right? You consider? Because we had a comment, someone commented, I'm not going to say who it was, but they commented like, you guys are always knocking, like, why are you always dogging a 9-to-5? Like, maybe some people want that like life.
Security or life.
Yeah. I don't think we dog a 9-to-5, but
I think we do, but also we do.
But
like
it's also my opinion. Like I fucking hated my job. Like I'm allowed to hate my job.
Yeah.
So but also my job is what shaped me into who I am now, and it instilled that schedule, that routine, learning how to work with people. So I'm grateful for everything that I took from my 9 to 5, and some of those guys I worked with taught me a lot of life lessons that I'm going to hold on to forever. Yeah. So I just want to clear that, like, that comment kind of rubbed me the wrong way, that we dog 9 to 5s. We definitely do not. We all worked normal jobs.
I think it's just taken a little bit out of context, because we talk about, kind of getting out of the rat race a lot, but they're all like, a lot of times when we talk about the 9 to 5, we say that there is value in it, and it's not, this life is not for everybody.
No, not
and
at
the
all.
Security of the 9 to 5 and the ability to whatever, be with your family in the evenings and not have to worry about work, that's very much for some people. We talk about that all the time. So for that person, they probably just didn't hear that part. We say like the 9 to 5 is for some people. It is a different lifestyle entirely, and it's more secure. And Josh Bryant said it the best, where he's like, he never knocks 9 to 5 because he needs those motherfuckers to work for him. so he needs those.
And to be honest, I would actually recommend to start with that, like not immediately jump into something.
Dude, obviously, everyone, like, my 9 to 5 funded my dream. That's how I bought my cameras. 100%. That's how I bought, like, it's part of my life, and I'm allowed to say fuck my old job because I hated my job, but doesn't mean that we're knocking anybody that is working, not because we've all been there. It was our choice to quit. It was our choice to chase this, and this didn't have to work out. It's not for everybody, and that's just
it's also motivational, bro. At the end of the day, because like I had something that I can't talk about it. You had that job, for example. In the end of the day, you're like right now where you are, and like I don't fucking want to be there anymore. I don't want that.
It reminds you.
I want to work so hard that I never want to be in that situation I was before.
And that's, but some people, they're happy with that, and that's perfectly fine. Like I love how you say, like, you appreciate Lululemon, like that job shaped you, and it made you who you are, and that's I love to hear that. And I don't know, I just wanted to, it kind of made sense to bring that up now, because how much you appreciated your job that you had. Shout out Lululemon.
I think 9 to 5 is obviously like for me personally, was definitely a time and place for me, and like it did give me financial stability, like for the first time ever, like right after college, and like I loved it, and it taught me a lot about professional design and marketing, but then I just knew it just wasn't my cup of tea. Like I liked the luxury of being able to travel anywhere I want, but still open up my laptop and work. So it's not for everyone.
And like we said, it's situational. Like there's a time and a place. Now, obviously, we know everyone can't just quit their job. Like, people have kids. People have like family that they take care of. And that's we all agree with that. You know? So,
and like I said, like if you are someone who doesn't want to work a 9 to 5, but you want to do like your own business, like you just have to balance it out. Like drop down from full-time to part-time.
Go live with your parents for a little bit.
Like make those sacrifices.
That's all time management and prioritizing what, like, you might be working that 9 to 5, but you also want to chase this career of graphic design. And that takes time. If you really want to do it full-time, you gotta, and if you're working your job full-time, there's no time to do the graphic design. So it's a lot of, I just want to clear that up. So I'm happy you brought up how much you appreciate Lululemon, because it intertwined perfectly with that.
Last question before we do the live, unless you guys have any more.
I set that up.
Actually, something to mention also before you go ahead then.
Set the live up.
You're in a very unique position as a designer, because when we always ask people, what does leaving a legacy mean to you? But as long as your clothes are still around, you know what I'm saying? Like some kid could pull an Inaka shirt out of their grandfather's like closet one day. So like that is in a way a legacy. Like that'd be really cool. Like 30 years from now, someone rocking your shirt. Like what does leaving a legacy mean for you as a designer?
As a designer, I even wrote this down, like as some of my goals, like before I even started getting into design, was I wanted to make sure that I create a brand identity that when people see a design, they're like, oh, that's a Joshua design.
So I fucking love that. I love that
here, bro.
So I wrote that down like when I was working at Lululemon, because one of my goals was to grow as a graphic designer, and then I said I wanted to have a brand aesthetic that people will know that's a Joshua design. Kind of like how like Jerry Lorenzo, people know that he created that vibe.
I love that.
Yeah. So I think I'd want to be able to leave this earth knowing that people recognize my designs and that it could live on.
That's fucking awesome.
No, it's so cool.
That's like like Alec Monopoly, something like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know
exactly.
his work.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I love that. You know what I'm saying? I
can
think
see-
you're heading that way, bro. Like I know
Thank
your
you.
work. When I see something, I'm like,
Thank
Josh
you.
made that.
I could see your designs. Do you have interest in like high fashion stuff like that, like runways and stuff like that?
100%.
I could totally see your stuff.
That is like my dream. Obviously, is what I'm doing right now. But like to take it up an extra notch. Obviously, never stop dreaming.
Yeah.
I would love to get into high fashion, and like right now that I'm watching this show on Amazon Prime called Making the Cut, and they are it's like a designer competition show, and like there are people who have established brands, but on the show they're looking for the next top brand. So these are people that already have like storefronts, they already have like websites, they've designed for celebrities and like a number of people, but if they win the competition, they win like $1 million. They win collaborations. Wow. They get that exposure, and it's just inspired me so much to buy a sewing machine. And like, I want to go back to school and like learn how to cut and sew. So that's next.
My recommendation is
Like-
to travel Europe a little bit, bro.
Yeah. Let's go.
You'll get a lot.
Be my tour guide.
We can travel now.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Like I'm
But
so
you'll get a
down.
lot of inspiration. It's totally different, like totally different fashion.
Man, someone-
And if
Yeah.
you connect something with American and with European, like something in between, that will be like.
Yeah. But that is definitely the next goal. Like obviously I do love designing graphics for a t-shirt, you know, but like I want to go to cut and sew now.
That'd be dope.
I want to make my own
We have
things.
someone?
What's up, dude?
Oh, really? Oh.
Little waffle.
Waffles on the live. Let's go.
Little waffle.
Where are you at?
Yo, what's good though, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Michigan.
Oh, you're in Michigan. Dude, I always get amazed when I'm like, we're just at sitting at a table in Texas.
I'll be honest, I don't know. Where
Sugar
All right,
land.
you got one question for Josh, the fit designer. Are you familiar with him?
Joshua.
I'm not really familiar with him, but
Do you wear
I'll
do,
definitely check him out after this shit.
do you wear a Inaka? Do you wear a Raw?
No, bro, I wish. I'm trying to, but like, I don't know.
Letting me down.
All right,
I'm
so
trying to. I'm about to order some soon.
You know, I think we just sell out too fast. That's why it's
I
hard.
just have one question.
All right.
So my question, I think I actually DM'd you, and I was at work, bro, and I was like filming myself. I was talking about like how I wanted to quit my job and how inspirational you have been, because I've seen you from 2021
yeah.
when you first were at your construction job, and I was
Oh, I
like,
thought you were talking.
bro, this fucking guy right here is like such a big inspiration to me. So I was thinking, I was like, how do you go about networking and gaining new clients? Like, especially if you're kind of in a, like, if you're kind of stuck, you know what I mean? Like, you've tried everything. You tried doing free shoots. You know, you tried talking to people, like word of mouth, but how do you go about networking and just like marketing yourself a little bit better than, you know?
I'll answer it too, but I'm gonna let Josh go first.
To get your, like for networking, you just got to shoot your shot. Like it worked for me. Like how you said you DM'd him, like DM that person, DM that potential like client, and just get your work out there. If no one responds, look for your favorite companies and just do mock projects for them, because one, it shows that you understand their brand and you know how to portray what they want to put out there. So if they see that you have the skill level to do that, then one, that could be a portfolio piece for you, and two, that could also be like a connection that could open up at some point. Even if it's a big company, like if it's Nike, like do it, you know, like put your work out there.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, for me, I could say I had weeks where I had like 5 clients, and then I had weeks where I had 0 clients. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I didn't change my workflow. I didn't change my mentality, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay consistent, and the best thing you could do is network, right? So no matter what, you have to just keep getting your name out there. If it's shooting for free, going into local stores, going up to that guy in the gym, just shooting photos for him, and it just takes time, bro. There's no secret, and I tell everybody that there's no like, I don't have a formula I can give you. It's literally just, it takes time, and as long as you keep putting yourself out there, eventually
I got something.
Eventually, something's gonna work. You know,
Yeah,
Right, Harry's got something too.
you never know what door can open from that one client.
Yeah. Also, just be loud about your goals and what you want to get done. Everyone that you interact with should know, oh, that's the guy that wants to do this. That way, whenever they hear of an opportunity, they think about you. So if you want to do something very specifically, make sure every person you talk to, whether they have whatever, a following, clout, doesn't matter. Everyone you talk to should know that's what you want and that's your goal, because then you have all these people who have got an ear out for you and they're gonna be like, oh, that's that guy. And you have no idea how many people are gonna come to you with those opportunities. So be loud about your goals. Tell everyone about it. Tell your friggin' mom's friend about it. Everybody should know that that's what you want to do.
Yeah. I stand behind
sure.
that.
That's a good point. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. You ever got any questions? Just always shoot me a DM. I try to answer everything. But
hell yeah. Like when you messaged me that morning and I was like, holy fuck, this is insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm over there sitting on a fucking forklift. Imagine we look. Forklift, I looked at Apple Watch, I see LT, and I was like, holy shit, like no way this guy actually DM'd me. So thank you, man. I truly appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, bro. Hey, man, we appreciate good question. Good, that was a good conversation right there.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Appreciate you. Have a good day.
Take care, man.
All right, dude.
At first, when he said I DM'd you, I was like, you DM'd me? I was like, oops.
He was like talking to me. I'm like, dude. I'm like.
Before
that was good. That was good.
I wanted
good
to
question.
mention for him because on top of everything that you do, you also have a YouTube channel, so people can follow you on YouTube also. Because you're like, what is your YouTube about?
Yeah.
My YouTube is basically my Instagram, but in cinematic form. So I just finished up my series called The Fit series, and it was my competition prep for 2022. But my next series that I'm going to start is the creator series. So that's when I want to show a lot of behind the scenes work of what I do for design, life of a creative director type thing. So Mark will get to work. I still have one video that I need to make live that he gave me like a month ago. I just never made it live.
Take 2 seconds.
I know. I'm sorry, but I get a lot of DMs and people saying like they want to see more, and so.
And if they subscribe, you're promising that you're gonna be.
Yeah, if you subscribe now, if I get like at least 5 subscriptions, then I'll drop the video tonight
and be more consistent.
But my YouTube is Thefitdesigner, right? Is that how you plug it in?
Right? Is that
I think it's youtube.com/thefitdesigner.
There you go.
Slap that sub button right now.
Yeah. And before we go, and not to end. Well, first of all, thank you so much for being on, man.
Thank you guys.
This was a great episode. Really good episode.
Yeah.
No, thanks for having me. Like it truly means a lot that you guys gave me this platform to.
And you guys see him in the gym.
Share and
go tell him you were here. Yeah.
And
it's always a pleasure to sit with you and talk, bro. I love to talk with you.
You
calm me down.
I hope my podcast voice.
Start a podcast, bro. But anyway, I don't want to end on a down note, but I do want to bring some attention. We all want to bring some attention to our friend Jesus Anaya, who is a big fan of the podcast. He was actually on episode 15 with Rob Lipset. At the end of the video, he came on to be to ask one of the questions. And unfortunately, Jesus had a heart attack and passed away not that long ago. And we just wanted him to be, again, a part of the podcast forever. And so we want to give a huge shout out to him, his family, his wife, Carmen, and everyone that reached out to us about it. So our sincere condolences. And, our love and care.
And there is a GoFundMe link. It should still be up when this goes live, and it goes towards the funeral services. So if you guys if you want any amount helps, obviously. But sorry to end it on a note like that, but we just want to give our condolences because he was a huge fan, and it kind of hit home yesterday to realize like the impact we have on people, because his wife was like, he used to make me join the live so we had double a chance to get in. Like, we kind of like, this is just like we're going live. Like, to us, it's just something we do. But to think that it's like something that this guy like looked forward to is so cool. And
so show them like our, this community is really strong, and we appreciate and love you guys for that. So
for real.
That's all. So we just want you guys to let that be, a reminder to every interaction you have with everybody. Make sure that you make it a positive one. So that's it. Really appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you made it this far, thank you guys.
Yeah, Josh, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And if you see Josh in the gym or anything, go say hi and say you came from Legacy Loading and slap him in the face. No, I'm kidding. Thank you, Josh, for real.
Thank you guys.
Okay, guys.
All right,
we'll see you guys in episode 27.
27.
All right.
Peace.
All right, guys, if you made it this far, we want to thank you for tuning into the pod. And we want to thank our sponsor again, Blumon. So give these a try, guys. Seriously, we stand behind them, and we know that you will too.
The one thing that Blumon does that nobody else does is they have their pre-styling products. We have the volumizing Ascend cream again and the Maracai original styler. Guys, if you've never tried a pre-styler before, really give it a try. It helps hold that look that you're really looking for when you use your post-styling products. Give it a try. And we know, guys, there's tons of products out there, which is why we highly recommend the Discovery Kit. You can try the pre-styler along with all the post-stylers that Blumon has to offer to find what works best for you and your style.
Yeah, so once again, we just want to thank you guys for all the support. Like, you're helping us grow this platform to a point where now we have a sponsor for the pod, which is incredible. So I hope you guys understand that this ad is part of the business now, and this is a company we support, and we want to give them a platform, and it's a great product, guys. So give it a try. Code Legacy, run it up.
Don't forget, if you guys use Code Legacy for 10%, send us a message.
Yeah, send it
for
to
real.
us, bro.
We want to know when
Seriously.
you guys want to try it out. We want to know your feedback and how everything goes.
Oh yeah, appreciate you guys. Code Legacy. See you in the next one.
Peace.
Those are like 4.
Yeah, orange is good.
But Ghost is by far the best. Like if I have
I
Ghost,
want
then
to
I
try
always
that.
pick the Ghost.
I want to try that new one.
I tried it. It's fire.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, the Max one?
Max one.
All right. Everyone can hear themselves okay?
Garbage, man.
Everyone's sounding
Yeah.
clean and clear? Yeah, it's perfect right there.
Oh yeah,
Very
that
good.
sounds better.
Perfect.
He has a like really good voice
know.
for a.
Do I?
Good thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Podcast.
people said I have like a podcast voice.
Oh, you
Dude,
definitely.
You have an ASMR voice.
Yeah,
Give it
literally.
anything you want, boys, bro.
You're the only person I could like listen for 10 hours. And like,
Yeah,
oh,
really?
It's calming. Bro. You should do that. You know, like before the sleep, people like calm the talk before the sleep. So when you like
Close your
Yeah,
eyes.
ASMR.
there.
Yeah,
Set an intention for tomorrow.
that's my Headspace app. That's my Headspace app. Yeah, that's a clip right
Bro, you
there
make-
for our
Bro, you get a million
bloopers.
subs.
Yeah, no, for real.
Come on those nighttime channels, like they talk you to sleep.
For sure. Yeah.
Maybe I should do that. Start a new
No, fuck.
business.
Just relax.
Just close your eyes.
Bro, honestly, I'd fall asleep if you did that for 2 hours.
Close your eyes. Listen to the sound of my voice.
Jesus.
That's how it goes, actually.
Let's get it going.
Perez is the pronunciation, right?
Perez, yeah.
Perez.
But when I talk to like Spanish people, they say Perez.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to. Yeah.
Do you want Joshua or Josh?
I ain't trying that.
I go by Joshua. I go by both, but I like Joshua better.
Fit design.
Joshua?
JP.
It is.
Or the
It
Fit
is.
Designer for short.
Yeah.
FD.
All right, ready?
Okay.
26, right? 26.
Is this freaking...
26 is crazy.
That's insane.
My ears hurt.
Good pod. That was long as fuck.
That was...
Was that? How long do they usually go?